Hey everybody, welcome to Stuff Sketched with Gregg Schigiel. I am Gregg Schigiel, and what you're seeing there is the initial doodle sketch for what this drawing will eventually be, which is one of the pages from my new coloring book, Zooperhero Universe. There'll be a link in the description below about that. But I start with a very, very loose doodle of what I think the composition will be, and then I start drawing based on that. That little doodle is done small thumbnail size, and then what you're seeing now is me starting to build the figure, the construction of it. This is where all the stops and starts happen. A lot of erasing, starting over, and in some cases, completely recomposing the pose, like you're about to see right now, where I go even more like a straight-on view. Not entirely straight-on, but sort of a straight-on view. This is a character. So Zooperhero Universe is a coloring book of superhero or animal superheroes, superhero animals, however, whatever order you want to say it in. So this is a fox speedster named Quickfast, the Fleet Fox, which is a name I am very charmed by, at the risk of sounding like somebody who's tooting their own horn. Speedster character, like the Flash or Quicksilver or I think XS, is that the character from Legion of Superheroes? Or at one point Legion of Superheroes? I could be wrong. Though as I'm talking about this, it occurs to me this is the third speedster I think I've drawn in the Stuff Sketched series. Because I know I've drawn a Flash, and I know I did a redraw or redesign of my character Rescue that I drew as a kid. And now this is Quickfast. So what you're seeing here is me, again, drawing, redrawing, moving things around, getting construction right, and then moving pieces around to get it to work. What's interesting is, so I did all this work to draw it sort of straight on-ish, and now you will see it slowly transform into what the initial sketch was, the initial sort of doodle sketch that the whole thing started with. But there's a lot of me playing with leg positioning and figure positioning and where everything's going to go, which is probably the case if you go back and watch the Flash video, possibly even the case with the Rescue video. It was long enough ago that I don't entirely remember. But I think at this point I find myself satisfied with the basic pose, because now I'm starting to block in the background, and now I go and do another round of penciling. So I'm not keeping track as I talk about it, but clearly there are a lot of rounds of me constructing, reconstructing, drawing, redrawing before the inking phase. And if you've been watching these videos, you know my baking metaphor. If this is your first one of these videos, I encourage you to watch the rest of them. But the basic gist is I don't frost an unbaked cake. Which is to say, in drawing, like in baking, you want to measure your ingredients, mix them properly, bake them properly, cool everything before you start frosting. So if inking and coloring is frosting, what I'm doing now is measuring ingredients, mixing them properly, making sure everything bakes okay. Now this is a character I had designed, but I was drawing this without looking at any of my other doodles. So I'm kind of remembering my initial design and trying some new things on the fly. So like the eye holes, the eye goggles, was me saying like, oh, would a different shape work for the goggles? This symbol on her chest, I had forgotten. I'll admit this. I'd kind of forgotten that I sorted out the symbol on the chest. So this is me like riffing on what I remembered of the symbol on her chest. At a certain point in this video, I did go and look at my earlier doodles, and you'll see that point at which I go in and change the symbol on the chest. That means I went and looked at my earlier design and thought, yeah, that was better. What am I thinking? Like all this piping and lining on the costume, that's gonna go away. Spoiler alert. I knew she had short sleeves. I remembered that, but some of the leg portion will change for what that's worth. I do like drawing speedsters. I like drawing speedsters, and I like drawing characters like the Hulk, like big hulking characters. I don't know what that says about me, the things I like to draw. Now, this airplane in the sky. So, the inspiration for this is from a comic book, Flash #1, not the Golden Age Flash #1, and not the Silver Age Flash #1, but the Flash #1 that came out in, I think it was 1985, possibly 1986. I should have looked this up. But it's the first issue where Wally West is the Flash. And I can remember buying that comic off the stands. Okay, so now this is the point where I cut away and checked my reference. And then here I'm fixing what I'd gotten wrong before. And this QF symbol on the chest is, you can tell, it's better. Anyway, Flash #1 is the inspiration for this drawing. I don't know how accurate it is to the Flash #1 cover, because I did not look at the Flash #1 cover. I just knew it's Flash running, and there's an airplane above, as though, to indicate the speed of the Flash. So that was my memory of that cover is what inspired this composition. Now, speaking of not looking things up, I also didn't look up any airplane reference. So I was just making up an airplane. And after going through that rigmarole, I decided, I'm just going to draw an airplane like the cartoon version of Wonder Woman's invisible jet. That'll work. And now I'm going in and inking. So I've done all the construction. I've penciled it, 3 times? And now I'm going in with the ink pens or brushes or whatever you want to call it. I mean, I'm working, in this case, it's digital, so it's these Frendon brush pens in Clip Studio Paint. And then I just go in and start dropping the lines in. And because I've done, and again, this is repetitious for people who have watched these videos, but because I did all the initial work that you've seen, the ink lines go down much faster, even when I'm connecting or correcting a line because I didn't like the way it specifically got laid down. I know where the lines are going because I spent the effort and the time building the structure. Maybe I should stop the baking metaphor and say it's like a building. You put in your beams and everything, and then you start putting up the drywall, and then you can start plastering everything. That's not as fun as baking. I mean, houses are nice, but cookies, right? I do a lot of curves and redrawing of curves. It's one of the interesting things about working digitally. There's a different way of drawing. It's just different, and some of it involves a lot of redrawing of curves. And despite all the work on the construction, you can see now I'm going in and tweaking the feet. I wasn't happy with the feet, so I'm redrawing the feet over and over and over again until they look the way I want them to look, and then I go in and start inking. So yeah, this is one of, I think it's like close to 50 drawings in this Zooperhero Universe coloring book. I created, I think it's 43 unique characters, heroes and villains, both. The book is available now on Amazon. It's 110 pages of stuff. There's pages to color. There's descriptive little text pieces about each character. Sometimes it's their origin. Sometimes it's just a bit about their powers. There's some make your own comics working or activity pages in the back of it. It's I gotta say, and I know it's my book, but I'm very proud of this this little coloring book and this universe of characters I've designed and created. Quickfast among them. I did not video myself drawing every single one of them. I did this one of Quickfast, and there's one more that I'll probably put up, if not next month, maybe sooner, but probably next month as my next stuff sketch video. But I do like drawing animals, as you've seen in past videos, and I do like drawing superheroes, as you've seen in past videos. So this is really like a total fusion of the things I like to draw and think about. And it really, putting this book together has been a whole lot of fun. And I want people to see it and enjoy it, read the little text pieces, get a kick out of the superhero names I came up with. Now what I should have done with this airplane is I should have used the curve tool, the curve ruler tool in Clip Studio Paint instead of redrawing lines over and over and over again. But now you get to see how many times I redraw something before I'm happy with it. And then yeah, this plane is inspired in part by sort of my memories of Wonder Woman's invisible jet. And then me thinking and rethinking about how to draw the plume of exhaust or jet engine stuff, which I didn't bother with. But that's Quickfast. The Fleet Fox. That's about all the stuff I have left to say. See you next time.